She disappeared at 15 years old. For 5 years, her family searched. They prayed. They believed she might still be alive, but her body had already been found, buried in plain sight, misidentified, and silent. Today, we examine the case and uncover how a missing Texas teen was trafficked, tortured, and murdered, and how it took half a decade for the truth to finally surface. Welcome to True Crime, the real story. When a child goes missing, time does not heal wounds, it deepens them. This case is not just about a disappearance, it is about exploitation hiding in plain sight, about people who knew and said nothing, and about a system that failed a vulnerable teenager at every step. This is the story of Kristen Galvan. Kristen Galvan was 15 years old when she vanished from Spring, Texas in 2019. She was a high school student, a daughter, a teenager navigating instability at home and looking for belonging. According to family members, Kristen had been vulnerable in the months leading up to her disappearance. She had drifted away from school and was spending time with older individuals. Then one day, she was gone. No goodbye, no confirmed sightings, just silence. Her family immediately reported her missing. Posters were printed, tips were called in, but leads quickly dried up. For 5 years, Kristen's name remained on missing persons lists across Texas. Her mother and relatives refused to give up hope. They believed she could still be alive, that she might one day walk through the door. In 2020, unidentified human remains were found beneath a bridge in Missouri City, Texas. At the time, investigators could not identify them. The remains were logged, cataloged, and shelved. No one knew they belonged to a missing 15-year-old girl. The clock kept ticking. In 2025, advances in mitochondrial DNA testing allowed forensic analysts to re-examine unidentified remains. The results were devastating. The remains belonged to Kristen Galvan. Her family was notified privately before the information became public in January 2026. Investigators revealed the horrifying truth. Kristen had been trafficked shortly after her disappearance. She had been restrained. She had been violently assaulted. She had been tortured, and she was ultimately stabbed to death. She had not been missing for 5 years. She had been gone almost the entire time. As investigators dug deeper, a disturbing network began to emerge. Court records and reporting revealed Kristen had been exploited by a Houston-based sex trafficking operation. One of the individuals later connected to similar crimes was Orion Jackson, a Houston rapper who was sentenced to nearly 30 years in federal prison for trafficking underage girls. While not all details of Kristen's case have been publicly disclosed, authorities confirmed she was part of a broader pattern of exploitation involving multiple minors. This was not a random crime. It was organized, it was deliberate, and it thrived in silence. The question many are asking now is simple. How did this go unnoticed? Kristen was reported missing. Her vulnerability was known. Her risk factors were clear. Yet the system failed to intervene in time. Her case exposes a hard truth. Trafficking often begins with grooming, not abduction, with trust, not force. And by the time violence occurs, the damage is already done. For 5 years, Kristen Galvin was a missing girl. Now, she is a symbol of something much darker. A reminder of how easily vulnerable teens can be targeted, how silence protects predators, and how justice, when delayed, comes at an unbearable cost. Her family waited years for answers. They finally have the truth. This is True Crime, the Real Story. Subscribe to our channel, because behind every missing poster is a life, and behind every solved case is a truth that was hidden for far too long.